Hi guys, it's Darlene and welcome to my kitchen. All right, it is week 6 of low carb keto lifestyle change, and I have an awesome recipe for you today. For those of you that are missing the Italian food like pasta, this is the recipe for you because it is a low carb pasta and it's so yummy. So that's the recipe this week. And before I get into that, a couple things I just want to talk about. I did go away this weekend with my husband for a little, my hair's like all crazy. So we went away for the weekend. And so I thought, well, this would be a good opportunity to talk about how to stay on low carb, whether you're going to dinner or whether you're taking a little trip or a little vacation. And it's really very easy if you just kind of plan in your head and think about the choices that you're going to make. Here's some of my tips. Because not every menu will necessarily have the things that you need, but here's kind of my tips and tricks when going out and ordering, whether it be on vacation or on a dinner. Is if you're going to drink alcoholic beverages, which I do, very simple, do not do mixed drinks. Unless you're using diet, Diet Coke or Diet Sprite if they have that, and then you can use your alcohol. I drink Pinot Grigio, that just happens to be, that's sugar alcohol. It absorbs differently in the body, so the carbs, it really doesn't affect my ketosis at all. They do have low carb beers. I know Michelob Ultra is one, so if you're going to do beer, do a low carb beer. If you're going to do a Jack, just do Jack and Diet Coke. Those are some of the things alcoholic wise you could do. As far as when you see the menu, if they have something you really want, but it's breaded chicken, just say, hey, can I get the chicken grilled? I do this all the time. I'll be like, oh, I love the caper butter lemon sauce, but it's, breaded chicken, and I'll just be, can you please just grill the chicken with veggies, and then your sides are always going to be your vegetables. Get creative. What's the mixed vegetables? Just make sure if you ask what the mixed vegetables are, because sometimes they do put peas in there, stuff, and can't have peas. So and then of course, salads are wonderful options. If they don't have any appetizers that I can eat, because there's a lot of time I'm allergic to seafood, so a lot of times it's seafood choices or fried choices. But I see that they have a caprese salad or a wedge salad, and so that'll be my appetizer. So think of salads in place of appetizers if you're going to then do a meal. And then with regards to dessert, my husband and I are both trying to, I'm 100% keto. He tries really hard. Desserts are his downfall, we'll say. And they did have a tiramisu this weekend. And he goes, will you at least take a bite? And I said, yes. And that's what I did. I took 2 little bites that probably equaled a tablespoon of tiramisu. And that was, perfectly fine. If you're gonna split something, split something. It's just, don't get this giant, dessert. Get a small dessert, split it between you and, whoever you're with, or if you're with 4 people, take a bite or 2. And it'll quench your sweet tooth. At least it does for me. I'm good. I can take a bite or 2 and be perfectly fine with walking away. But don't, if it's something new you really want to try, like a chocolate cake or something like that, and you take a bite or 2, great, walk away. Now, I'm gonna say that's how we should be doing things. It doesn't always work that way. But if you do indulge in something that is full of carbs, the very next day, just go back to being very strict and going back to under 20 carbs. Check your keto stick. Make sure you're still in ketosis. If you're not, go strict, and then you'll get back into ketosis again, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about some pasta that isn't pasta. All right, guys, and make a pasta dish without pasta. And we are gonna use spaghetti squash. This is what a spaghetti squash looks like. The first thing we're gonna do is we need to cook these bad boys. So I actually have 2 of them because I wanna make a lot of it. I would say 1 will probably make you enough for 2 to 3 people, depending on how much they really enjoy it. It's very good. So I'm gonna make enough so that I have leftovers for tomorrow for lunch. So I'm gonna put the spaghetti squash in the oven at 350 degrees, and you cook them. They're gonna at least take an hour. When you can poke a knife through them, they're done. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the ingredients. The first thing is ground beef. I try and make it as lean as possible, so this is 96% lean. Mushrooms, these are baby bellas, but you can choose any kind of mushroom you want, whether it be button mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, it really doesn't matter. And then you know how I love my Creole mix. Now, if you don't have this at your local grocery store, this is just red peppers, green peppers, onions, and some parsley. I just like the convenience of it. Of course, we have our spaghetti squash. We're going to need heavy whipping cream and some green onions. We're also going to use salt and pepper and Italian seasoning. It's pasta after all. So those are the ingredients. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to pop these bad boys into the oven for about an hour. All right, so once the spaghetti squash is out, I let them cool a little bit so you can handle them. And we're just going to cut them in half. Okay, we're going to go ahead and brown the ground meat. I'm going to season with pepper and salt. Some Italian seasoning. And all we're going to do is remove the seeds. So you see here how the spaghetti squash has seeds. We're just going to remove those. Alright, so we're just browning the ground meat, and when it's about halfway browned, we're going to go ahead and add the Creole mix in, which again is the red peppers, green peppers, onions, and parsley. We add a good cup of that in. And then while that's cooking, what we're going to do is come over here to the spaghetti squash, and this is why it's called spaghetti squash. I'm going to zoom you in. Is when you take a fork and you just run it through, it starts to look like spaghetti. And that's all you do, is you just get every little bit of goodness. We have our spaghetti squash ready to go in. I'm going to go ahead and add those mushrooms in, and all I've done is, if they were big, I chopped them into 4s, and if they're smaller, I chopped them in halves. I'm going to add a little bit more Italian seasoning. You don't want to add salt at this point because you just kind of want to get those mushrooms browning. So we're just browning. Once it's browned, we're going to go ahead and add the spaghetti squash in. Now we're going to go ahead and pour in the heavy cream. We're going to season again with salt, lots of pepper, a little bit more Italian seasoning. Add in the green onions or scallions. And then we're gonna top with mozzarella cheese. At this point, I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more heavy cream since I doubled the recipe. And what it does is the cheese and the heavy cream make a beautiful cheese sauce. And there you have it. My version of pasta. Gorgeous, creamy, delicious. You just take a little taste test just to make sure your seasonings are good. But it's absolutely beautiful. You let it bubble and then you bring it down to low. And there you have it. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. It is, to me, just so delicious and versatile. Maybe you don't want to use ground meat. Maybe you want to use grilled chicken. Maybe you want to use steak. Maybe you want to use lamb. I mean, you can, change this pasta. I'm kind of just giving you my version of it, and it is extremely tasty. In fact, I'm having some leftovers that I froze for my lunch today. So, hope you enjoyed it. And as always, if you guys are subscribed to my channel, just want to say thank you so very much. And if you are not yet subscribed and these videos are of interest to you, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.